Hi, this is Mason. You're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Perfect.
Hey, this is Leon. That's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
Bosses though, Jay. Like she's got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, because I mean, you know. Yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, you know, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time, so
and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing. Resi Pooh, I see you having conversations, and are you okay?
I'm fine. And happy holiday. We're talking about you, actually.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you and whomsoever that would be that you and your brain are talking to.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys would not be the only ones talking about me. I think I am
talk aboutable.
Talk aboutable.
Yes. How are you, my dear?
But wait. This is the thing, though. I don't necessarily need to know what you were saying, but
no.
But what I do know is that there was a lot of this going on.
Well, I have to. Yeah, that's a that's a
Now that makes me a little nervous about, you know, like, wait, okay, so
I talk with my hands. I've always done that.
But that's cool. But now let me just imagine in my mind what it was. Yeah, and like she's really short, so when you're like up here, she really can't, you know, she can't see any of that.
No,
that could be one of them, right? Or you know, she's really crazy. She's all over the fucking place. I don't know, but she's cool, but you know, she's all over the place. It could be that.
Wrong again. And I'm going to let the person what we're talking about.
The person?
Yes. So hang on and come here.
You see, I was explaining to my sister.
Okay, I got it.
That I have a signed autographed photograph of Shaka Khan that I have to. Oh my God! I didn't tell you what it was. Did I tell you what it was?
Yes,
I did. I just did, really. But I have this thing for you, a gift for my sister JaVonne, that I have to get to you.
Somebody's jealous. Somebody's jealous.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan, and JaVonne.
Bravey. All right. Good watchdog. Good.
Can you bring Brave on so everybody can see Brave? So that
well, he smelled. The thing about Brave is that he can sense when Mo is close up to 20 minutes before her arrival. So when he starts to stir, I know she's coming, and she was actually coming out of the car. So he felt her and started to bark. So that's how I know she's close.
So is Brave an Aquarian also?
No, Brave is not an Aquarian. He's an Aries. He's born April 1st.
Oh, he got fire. He got fire. Brave got fire. Okay.
Yeah, what it do?
Girl, can I just say that the picture y'all took in sun-kissed Mexico was just fucking fabulous. Y'all look like two bronze, beautiful. I was like, yo, and I don't know if you remember, Rezi. I was saying before how you and Mo, when y'all take pictures, I get like I'll be like couple envy. I'll be like, yo, why I can't take pictures like that? Be like, come on, let's take, and it never, like, I don't have any, but
that's a classic example of seeing the finished product and not knowing exactly what it took to get there. Because according to her, she has to tell me how to smile, whether or not I should smile, where to move my head, turn my head. Why are you looking like that? We're doing another one. It's just a lot.
Done that. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Hey, Pop. See, now, Pop.
Excuse me. This is how she smiles. Like that.
I'm a laugher.
You can't see it. Let me see.
I'm a laugher. I'm not a smiler.
This is how she smiles. Look.
I'm a laugher. What does that mean?
You're not a laugher. You laugh on the inside.
Oh, gosh.
You know that one day I was trying to tell her something. It was me, my friend Lex, and my brother Ray, and my sister Lex, rather. And we would die laughing about something that was very, very funny. And
you're doing it now, by the way.
Yeah, she's doing it now. Exactly.
That's my smile.
And I said, babe. I was like, did you hear that? I was like, she was like, I laughed already. Thank you.
I did.
Thank you. Who?
Yeah.
That even, baby, let me tell you something. We couldn't breathe. You laughed already. Wow.
Yes. Okay. But you know what? You know who does that?
Who?
Cheryl.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's her
same type of
100. Yep, Cheryl Lynn. 100. 100.
Yeah,
when I heard. Yeah, I laughed already. Yeah.
Because first of all, what she failed to share was that the motley crew that she named are hoot and hollerers. All of them, hoot and holler.
No, it has nothing to do with the fact that it was very funny. What we were laughing at was extremely funny because you laughed, but then you like kind of abruptly aborted it, and I was like, "Babe," and then she was like, "I laughed already."
How does a Negro tell you when your laugh is done? Like, where did they do this? Like,
oh shoot,
you should still be laughing because it's still funny. What is happening in America? What is happening? Only my people. I can't make this shit up.
Not only your people. I'm kind of that vein. See, you know what it is? It's that I think like it's just matches, man. It's like that's a match made in heaven, man. It's just the way it is. Like
get down.
Just look. People. There's just I don't know. Like I'll be cracking jokes all day and laughing and hooting and by myself. What is that?
You don't want to. Don't ask. Don't please. Don't please.
That's some attachment.
It's just me being, because I am all knowing in most things, right? All knowing in maybe 20% of the things in my life, right?
Yes.
And what I'm sure about. And so I was just making a point to show her that I was correct, because she almost spent $1 million on something else that was not needed. Okay. And usually that's my role, but it was hers today, right? Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. Because what is this, guys? What does that look like?
That looks like the Audi.
I'm sorry, what?
The Audi.
The Audi.
Boy plugs. Boy plugs.
Oh, the boy plugs. Oh, yes, the Audi. Girl plugs. Right. Okay, that's so weird. But yeah, this is for the Caribbean.
Okay. All right. Goodbye. All right. Bye. Okay. Nice. Nice knowing you, lady. Nice knowing you, weirdo. Yeah, and I agree with you, LaVonne. Pop gives the greatest hugs, and he always smells good. Yeah, he's a little mayor of sorts, you know, on the low. He's a quiet mayor.
Yeah, sure.
He's a Scooby-Doo. Wow, wow, wow.
You know, you just took me back. I used to have that title. Like, I was the mayor of the village at one point. That was short-lived. It was very short-lived. See what I did there?
We were talking about the village back in the day because, you know, I was driving through there the other day and looking around at all the abandoned stores and what Greenwich Village used to be, and thinking about this being Pride weekend coming up, and a lot of the bars and things are closed, and you know, just I don't know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, and even if the world was open, most of the places that you and I frequented are closed. You know, I mean, time has not been kind to the girl bars, even the boy bars. You know, or see what he did there,
Who?
Poppy Chulo.
Oh, onion. Okay, yeah, it's an onion, particularly about the
Onion? Yeah, we can. I can't find it. I had to flip through this. I wasn't ready, Pop. You got to always be ready. You got to be ready, right? Let's do it.
Onion.
Onion. Gee whiz.
I'm telling you.
So Pop keeps posting this, and I'm wondering, Pop, do you want to come on and tell us what your rant is about, honey? You know, anytime you want to come, just ring that bell and
Yeah, man, because I know it's about. Well, I don't know what it's about, but if it has anything to do with the subject matter at hand, it's like it's really quite desolate for, you know. There's a historic LGBT bar that is in Harlem that was struggling trying to keep their doors open as well, and that's an old one, you know, very very old bar, Alibi.
oh, okay.
And you know, Coca-Cola rant. Coca-Cola with the which one? The water?
He's like, nope, I'm not coming on your show.
Yeah. Who done got popped mad? Exactly. Well, today's the 23rd, right? And tomorrow we have a full moon in Capricorn, and on the 25th we have Neptune going into retrograde. So, where's our girl? Where's our girl? She coming eventually to do some horoscopies
You know
stuff.
what?
And
I haven't seen her posting recently, and she never actually responded. However, we can always bring back Dr. Simone. She was a hit when you were away. We had Dr. Simone come on, and she was a hit. I'll tell you that much.
Dr. Simone is a piece of work. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. She's a deal. She's a real deal.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about something though.
Please. We played the onion. No need to waste it.
And okay, go back in the notes. Let's see. You gonna do that?
Back in the notes. Is she here?
Oh.
You tell me, because
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I got it. Okay, let's start here. So Coca-Cola thought personalized bottles might bring some summer fun to its fans. Instead, it met the internet. The company's make your own label promotion lets customers write short story messages on custom Coke bottles. Now, although Coca-Cola tried to block some slurs and trademarks, social media users were quick to discover that the company's restrictions were hardly comprehensive, and in some cases, blocked inoffensive terms. Okay, for example, Black Lives Matter is blocked, but White Lives Matter isn't. Interesting. Coke included a special rainbow label for Pride Month, but you can't write gay pride on the bottle. However, you can write I like it. Wow. Hitler and Nazis are banned, but users can customize the bottles with phrases like I am Hitler and I am a Nazi. Wow. The views and information and opinions expressed during Brunch in the Basement series are solely to the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of WJBR Internet Radio. Yo.
Black people.
That's some idea gone bad shit. So my question is at this point, I guess, is when they discovered all of this and all of this is public, Coca-Cola, what was your intervention? What was your intervention on that? You know,
I'm
yes,
just learning of this. That is absolutely funky.
Yeah. Like, and then what was your public statement? Did they release a public statement? And Coke makes far more than soda, though. They are in deep. And I got another something that's brewing across the country. Want to hear it?
Sure.
And I'm offering very limited opinion about it, but I will say this: I told motherfuckers so.
Okay.
Now we have hospital workers from all over the country now are resigning and or getting fired for refusing to take the vaccine mandate.
Yeah.
And you know, in Houston, you know, I was reading the Houston Chronicle. Don't ask me why I get it. I'm just nosy in every state. You know, that at this point in the story, 150 Houston Methodist employees resigned and or fired over the mandate. And you know, it's interesting putting a mandate on a vaccine for a couple of reasons.
But the hospitals have mandated that hospital workers get, is that across every state or?
That I couldn't tell you accurately, but I know that quite a few of them have. I don't know if every state has adopted it, but quite a few of them have, and they have protests all over, not just United States. You know, people do not want. Here's the thing with that, in my opinion, I'm just going to offer this. And I'm trying not to go into my my bag with Fauci, because my first experience of Dr. Fauci was with AZT and the AIDS epidemic and how that was safe and, you know, the whole thing. He was a lot younger then, of course. But the same rhetoric, same, almost similar, if not identical, positionings on it. And this is safe and this is, but meanwhile, it was killing folks. And it was one big old clinical trial. And when at least from my perspective, when the LGBT community was reporting that it was toxic, you know, it went so far, they didn't pull it at all, because remember, it was jungle fungal, the gay disease first. So of course they didn't pull it, you know. And then after a while, after many, many people were dead from it because it was too toxic, they pulled it. And then they started giving it back again. They use it today, very, very small doses for babies to seroconvert. Very, 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 very small doses. But meanwhile, the stuff that they were giving out in the 80s, 90s was crazy. And I think that if you're going to mandate something that works. Okay, if you're going to mandate something that says I can't, by taking this, I am protecting myself from ever catching it. That's a different twist on take this, no, it won't prevent you from getting it. They'll tell you, they give you a consolation prize of your symptoms being less. Well, who knows? Because quite frankly, I know of people that have passed away that were vaccinated. And, you know, when you don't have data, even a year, like at this point, we have data a year old. Thank you, because we're a year in the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic. We're a year in. So we may have some data from last year, but we only have a year old information on this situation. And it's going to be an endemic because they're going to require you getting shots like every so often because, you know, of the efficacy. So they say. So still to travel, you need to either have a test done within a certain time period, or you have vaccinations that you can show. One of the two. But here's the thing. Why do you allow, this is common sense, and anybody can chime in. In fact, I want to hear from everybody that's within the sound of my voice right now. Why would you have vaccinated people not able to produce a recent test if you know they can catch COVID? There's nothing free and clear about that. Nothing. So because I'm vaccinated does not mean I'm not a COVID carrier. Does not mean I don't have it. It just means that I'm not presenting, allegedly, don't have the symptoms that will hospitalize me. And you won't even know that. So, you know, and those who did not provide proof of vaccination by June 7th, or who had not applied for an exemption based on medical condition, including pregnancy deferment, or sincerely held religious beliefs, face suspension without pay for 2 weeks. The hospital fired 2 managers for refusing the vaccine in April and suspended 178 more members. Okay, so what y'all doing? Because ain't nobody in a rush to work in no hospitals. So what y'all doing? What are you saying to the community when you can arbitrarily just take 178 off your staff? What are you doing to the people that are there? Like I would, if I were one of the ones that did that, or that was working in there and saw this going down to my colleagues, I would say, hold on, because this needs to be an internal and an external fight. Even if you were compliant, it needs to be an internal and external fight. Reason why I say that is because who's getting all this work? Like, you don't have staff to cover. Who's that work falling to? Because guess what's not going to stop? People coming to the hospital, right? So you got one hospital that then took 178 off of an already tired lot of folks. Come on. Bad choice. And just like the AIDS epidemic, when that first happened, we'll later find out some stuff that will make sense to us. And, you know, it'll be like, oh, okay, well, now we know. But meanwhile, when you know, COVID has its own PR firm, quite frankly. And it's just interesting. And that's all that I'm going to say about it. You know, and can public address hospitals do that? Sure, you can. But see, you know, don't forget that the biggest factor in this is fear, you know, and don't get me wrong, you know, nobody wants to be sick. You know, I believe COVID is a real thing, you know, but the way that they are handling the situation does not, in my opinion, put faith in the medical industry at all. First of all, you know, like, wonderful people, the industry itself, if you're really about curing people, you would cure the illness. You would not treat the symptoms. And that's what we do. We treat symptoms in this country. We don't cure illness because it's too much moolah involved in it. You think they have a cure for half this shit?
When was the last thing something was cured? They found a cure for something.
Not never, nigga. I mean, not never. Excuse me. That's just like that, but not never. Not never. It's not, you know, it's no cure for anything. Here, I'm going to give you something to treat this and open up something else you didn't have. That's westernized medicine for you. And then you have the doctors that don't want to think outside the box and don't want to listen to patients and don't want to, come on, man. We got to do better. And then you want to blame the public based on the bad image that y'all have of self. Now, don't get me wrong, healthcare workers, by and large, the way they showed up in this pandemic, given their limited resources, was amazing. Was amazing. Period. There's nothing, but that's a lot on them for stuff that was created. Now they're trying to get to that, you know. Watch how they do Fauci, because now the folks is turning on him too. Watch you're gonna be the guinea pig this time.
I know. What I'm gonna do is I'm about to open up the phone lines.
Uh-oh.
Let's just take a countdown right quick. Just bear with me, everybody, because I should have done this before. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. This is
Your show now.
yes,
Press 1
I'll
to
press
hear important.
There you go. There you go.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds.
5
4,
seconds.
3, 2, 1.
That means the phones are open.
Ooh, the phones are open. All right.
The number to call in if you want to chime in and speak about this issue, this here issue. 347 996 5394. And I'm just gonna munch on this here banana.
I'll bet you break it first.
Every time I break
Voting
that
laws. Oh, these, you know, they constantly, you know, it is very sickening. And there's no, like, they're down there suppressing, changing. They do not want ever a situation that occurred where people got together and did what was right for the people. This is not about the voice of this is not about anything being broken. You know, it's not about anything being broken. You couldn't control it. It did what it was supposed to do, work for the people. The people were victorious. And now you want to go down there changing laws and governing counties and doing all these other things, more Jim Crow, more stuff. But how about, and the idea that water is now illegal on voting lines?
That's just cruelty.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Who, excuse me? You're frozen. I heard background Betty say something.
No, she said, are you talking to me?
Yeah, what is illegal where?
On voting lines.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. So the number calling, good people, 347-996-5394. What the hell y'all got to say about this crap? Because this is annoying, you know, to say the very least. And I'm so happy that we have our guest on later today because she brings music and she brings class.
Now, I don't know. I did invite her to bring her violin, but we don't know if she's going to do that or not. That would be so dope. But, you know.
Listen, let me tell you something. This is the third violinist that I've heard in less than a week. You know, the first being my two, and shout out to the Sanchez Pierces. I want to officially say that. Congratulations to Jazz and Sandy tying the knot. Love is all the way love, our sister wives, and they had an amazing violinist at their wedding. And mama, can I tell you, there is nothing sexier than a Black woman with a violin that is playing contemporary, classic, all kinds of stuff, floating through a party with a dress on and just all hips and just dancing and playing. It was amazing. She was amazing. And violin happens to be one of my favorite instruments. I love some strings on a track or strings with a live band. Nothing like it.
I know she's listening and smiling. I hope that inspires her to you know, get her groove on. But let's take a call. 6954 are the last 4 digits of your number. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, it's Miss DJ.
Hey, Miss DJ.
I just wanted to say, like, hi. I personally am against the mandate because it makes no sense. It sort of forces people to lie, which a lot of people are doing. It's like when I got vaccinated, I didn't really keep a card because they didn't tell you that you needed a card. So I don't really have one. So it really doesn't matter. And, you know, it also forces people not to check. So there's this plausible deniability. You know, like you go to concerts and they ask you, or if you're vaccinated, nobody's going to really check for a card because they're not a cop. Also, a mandate is not a law. So they can't really force you to do anything. Most of these people are going to get their jobs back. They're going to file lawsuits. They're going to win. So a lot of that is, you know, moot. It's just more for show. But the other thing is a lot of the things that are being said now that people are running with, like they're running with all the crazy white people, it makes no sense. Like the whole, oh, it's not FDA approved. You take vitamins and they're not FDA approved. You smoke weed and it's not FDA approved. You know, and nobody seems to care about these things. We do all these holistic things and none of them are FDA approved. But now because a white person is saying, ooh, this is not FDA approved, so it's an experiment, all of a sudden everybody wants to run with it. And it's like, no, white people, most of the things that we do aren't FDA approved and nobody seems to care. That was all.
Well, that was enough, Mama. Yes.
That was a lot.
I concur.
Did you drop the mic, Misty?
Yes, she did. She dropped the mic. Absolutely. I concur with everything you said and then some. Yeah, nice voice too, Misty, by the way.
Nice voice, by the way, Misty.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. You know, and it's so interesting. And it's funny because the FDA also allows an X amount of bacteria that they deem safe in food too. So it's okay if you opened, you know, some oatmeal and found a lot of bugs in it. FDA approved the bugs. Like, what is happening? You know, and then we've fallen for everything. It's like the banana in its tailpipe. And it's like, okay, and when you challenge something, you're either conspiracy theorists, like, you know, it's almost like, you know how you encourage children to ask questions when they're young? What happens when you get grown? The questions stop? We just supposed to be accepting shit because we're grown now? No, there may be some questions I have about the FDA and what you're approving and not approving. And then who gives you the authority? You're composed of what? And did you see that commissioner of health services? She looks like she needs to be in a hospital bed. She's the most unhealthy looking person that I've seen in a long time that's supposed to be governing the health. Did you see her? I mean, I'm not trying, you know, no disrespect, but I mean, you're giving.
You are dragging the entire administration.
Because I'm disappointed. You know, I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed?
Well,
disappointed means you have expectations.
Well, I taxpayer expectations
for sure.
Lady.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
And quite frankly, and I'm watching the tomfoolery go on. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's an insult to your intelligence in a big way. Where you gritting that? Where you?
I'm
Cheryl.
No.
Downstairs?
Oh
no, Cheryl is upstairs. JaVonne is in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl don't even watch this show, more or less participate.
That's what you think.
Yup. Okay.
Hi, Cheryl. Love you. Hey.
Mwah, mwah.
Oh, boy. Nah, if she was watching, actually, she should be watching, actually, but she's not. But she would say something because she loves you guys, so she would definitely chime in. But she's not watching. So yeah. But anyway, I digress.
I think it's time to have terms.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think so. I agree. And
you guys want to know what Rez is eating?
Okay, yeah, why not? What is she eating?
Let's
Wait,
see.
I want to know what I'm
not gonna tell him, but what I'm gonna see how many people know in the chat. If you guys know, when I do this melody, I'm not gonna say the words because that'll be a giveaway.
No, why are you doing this? They're not paying us for advertising.
I'm not gonna say it. It's very.
Why are you singing the jingle though?
Shut up, because I'm gonna do a happy birthday for the first person.
That's
be
really
quiet.
weird.
I'm sorry. Be quiet.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Okay, I just want to know who knows this. Let me see. How many people want? Okay. Oh my God! Yes, Missy J.
All right. Baba.
He's right. Look in the left. JaVonne.
Oh,
To your right.
She
what
got it
happened? What happened?
Did she see it?
Mm-hmm. She had to see something.
No, she saw that silver. Like, she clearly eats them because
I need some.
She said she clearly eats them.
I eat Klondike bars.
No, she's talking about Misty J.
Talk about Misty J.
Oh, Misty J. Misty J, do you eat Klondike bars? You know, that sounds eating a Klondike bar. Okay.
Yeah, very fitting.
Okay. Feel it. Know it. Learn it.
Dykifer. That's
You can go now. You can go now. You can really see yourself out.
Dykifer. Oh no!
I know
the
they
superhero
are.
lesbian. Are you
You know
serious?
what? That is
Yes.
on fire right there. I like that.
I've already started
FDA
it.
didn't approve this either.
Dun, 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 dun.
They are real chocolate. Nothing's real unless you grow it yourself or prepare it yourself. Like I don't even trust the spinach.
It's
in this
unapproved
grocery
by the FDA.
just because it looks like spinach. It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, we're all
Exactly.
going.
If Popeye ain't eat it and get all muscled up, then it ain't spinach.
Nope.
Let me see.
And broccoli's not real. Just in
Broccoli,
case.
broccoli's real. Broccoli is real though. Broccoli, you know what broccoli does? Broccoli, it cleans, it scrubs your cells. That's
No, it doesn't.
Not real.
It's unreal. Look what he said. Oh,
Basement shout outs to Jay.
Chico.
Oh, Chico.
That's my baby. Yeah, that's dope. We did a song together called Nana, and it was in the Kings of Comedy. It opened and closed Kings of Comedy. Yeah. Nana. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's my baby right there.
Sometimes I be thinking I know every song. That
Happy birthday, Chico. Oh, wow. And my girl, Saida Garrett.
Saida. Happy birthday, Saida.
Happy birthday.
She's amazing.
And a Welsh singer named Duffy. Shout out to Duffy.
Mercy. Duffy.
Duffy. Huh.
Wait.
I don't know.
Saida is a legend. She's icon status, Budo.
Absolutely. All right. It is time for our black fact.
All right. Let's get a black fact in there.
I'm so slow. I am really slow tonight. I went to the doctor and the doctor was there. That's always disappointing. Okay, black fact. In Black history.
Okay. I'm in the house with two clowns because the moment the music went on, Sage and Mo start doing African dance with Brave in the living room. I'm in the house with two clowns.
Brave also African dancing.
Brave was jumping up on his hind legs. And Sage and Mo were in there with their hands. Just a second.
I don't understand why you live with Monifa and do not have cameras all around. Maybe you do. You should be like, because
I'm afraid they'll commit her.
I mean, just like.
All we did was laugh.
Okay, enough of the shenanigans. Let's address the real elephant in the room. Okay. First, let me get to the Black history thing. But what I was gonna say, and what the elephant in the room is that anytime that I'm in the room with Monifa, it's just funny, even when it's not supposed to be. I mean, she just
Exactly.
tickles my funny bone. It just that's what it. I think I told you when I was a kid, I had a best friend. You know how you kid, you have your best friend, and me and this girl Marcia, we would just look at each other and just giggle our asses off for no reason. Just look at each other and laugh. I'd be in trouble with her all the time because to me she was just funny. Another little Aquarian. An Aquarian. Is that something about I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, this lady. Boom.
Boom.
I know that.
Yeah, of course you do.
Who's that, Mo? Who's that?
I know who that is.
Yes. On June 23rd, 1940, Olympic gold medal champion Wilma Rudolph was born in Bethlehem, Tennessee. Rudolph broke American female Olympic records by becoming the first female Olympic athlete to win 3 gold medals in track and field in a single Olympics. She accomplished this feat at the 1960 Summer Olympic Games in Rome. So that's her dusting their asses. And happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday.
So I just wanted to say that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We just had a conversation, my mom and I last night. Was it last night? I did a post on my whatever day I did the post, was either yesterday or last night. We were talking about her. She was a great athlete first, and an extended family member. And her and my mom were close growing up. And yeah, it's Auntie Skeeter. Amazing. Well, that's what that's what I was raised calling her. But her name is Wilma Rudolph, as we know her.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson, who is now the fastest woman in America. Over by dominating the 100-meter heat. She has securing a coveted spot as part of the U.S. women's team for next month's Tokyo Olympics. Richardson revealed that her win follows a heart-wrenching week. The athlete shared that her biological mother passed away just a week prior to her Olympic certifying win.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. That spirit there.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny because, and what we have to I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep it light, but what we have to be real careful about when we're talking about our own is how we are so hypercritical. And I heard some things that I'm not going to repeat that weren't so positive about physical physique. And we go through this, every now and then when you have when our amazing black specimens of a body show up in a room and bedazzle the globe. Some of us still can't take our own light. And what happened is that you start making up situations like it being a man and all kinds of craziness. You did it with Serena. You're doing it with this young lady. You did it with FloJo, and it's like, sweeties, relax. And I will quote one of my buddies, Funky Deneva, on this one. She is an athlete. She has an athletic body. Her body does things that most can't. She's trained. She's focused. She's disciplined. Get over it, and stop fetishing. Thank you, black athletes, because that's all it is. Because y'all can't take them. Because when we show up and all the way out, and our bodies are, first of all, amazing. And she's shown up. Yes, I agree with you, LaVonne. She is showing up as herself from the beginning to the end. And to me, it's a joy seeing her, because she reminds me of FloJo. And I remember being younger and watching FloJo. She was one of my sheroes rather.
I loved FloJo.
With the nails, it was nothing like her. Nothing like her when she stepped.
Yep. Oh my God. That was oh my God. I was shook when she died because I just couldn't understand it. It just didn't make sense to me, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah. She
you
came
know,
here to do what she had to do, you know.
Yeah.
she did it well. She did it well.
Yeah. Her whole story, JoJo's whole story is amazing, Triumph. But to see her, like, to see a younger 2.0 Flojo, and then she's talking straight up to you and she's telling you, I'm here, I'm focused, I'm doing what I gotta do. Like, this young lady has great potential, and and also with quite a few other ones that I believe are amazing and will do amazing things.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
So let me ask you, what are y'all doing for Pride?
We will not be here for Pride this year. We are going to do something different that I can't speak publicly about. But we're not going to be here for Pride this year.
I love when you say that. I'm not going to say it publicly. We can't talk about that publicly.
I mean, sidebar.
I like it. I like it. I'm digging it. I'm not, I'm digging it. I dig that. It's like,
I love her because she's mysterious.
yeah, isn't that mysterious?
She's got a lot of time today.
I'm here for it because we don't get this much Monifa. It must be.
I'm here for all this smoke.
What is happening?
I just want to be here.
But I'm digging it. I'm digging it, man. Let me. You know what?
Violinist we have coming on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, her name is Tona Brown.
Is she hot? Is she hot?
She's beautiful.
Is she hot, JaVonne? Huh?
I can't stand you.
Oh my God, is she hot?
Is she hot? I mean, really, I'm so embarrassed.
Well, you know what? I think she's hot. I think
she's an amazing performer.
I think she's hot.
No one's objectifying her.
I fall in love twice a week. You know how that is. I'm here for it.
And I gotta encourage you sometimes.
Excuse me?
I have to encourage you sometimes.
You have to encourage me? You're right. That's true.
Every day is Pride, Pop. You better work. Every day we walk in our skin is Pride, honey.
Better get you some.
Yes.
I'm trying to get some Pride.
But New York Pride isn't like it used to be, though.
Well, it's a little saddened this year because there's so many. I want them to put those bars back. Just some of our landmark staple bars. Come on, like New York without Greenwich Village, quite frankly, isn't New York. That's like New York without Times Square, or New York without Harlem. Are you kidding me? Like New York without Greenwich Village, you have to.
They're trying to Harlem. So like.
And they're not with my man Billy Council as District 9 councilman. Not never.
Okay.
Negro. No, right. It's not happening. We're about to make sure Harlem and everybody that lives there still, it is an equitable and safe and resourceful place to live for the people who are
indigenous of
Harlem, whose families go back years and generations. Okay? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's never gonna be like Brooklyn, ever. Harlem will never be that. Never.
You hit a sore spot.
It's okay. I know. I apologize and shout out to all of my people from Brooklyn. I know that some of those areas have been completely gentrified and taken over. We're not letting that shit happen to Harlem. It's not. Nope.
Because you can see them creepy crawlies, right?
You know what? There's an elevation and I get it. And it's not just about skin color. It's about mindset and all of that. You understand? We're trying to make sure people have resources so they're not struggling and they're not, y'all know what I'm saying. They have the resources to take care of themselves and stay in their homes, mental health services, everything, job services, all of that stuff.
And access to loans so that they can stay in their properties or get properties.
Correct. Correct.
So, I'm glad you're here, Mo. I wanted to ask you a favor.
What is it, darling?
Well, sometimes Terez and I, while we're on the show, we get this form of Tourette's where we just start singing, but neither of us are really like hitting that note, right?
What note?
Any of them. I'm sorry, but neither one of us.
Hold on. Missy J, okay, these fun facts that you're putting up are hilarious.
That was funny.
Look at Missy J's last.
They closed the bathhouse and opened the Scientology.
Yo,
oh my
that
God.
was hilarious. Thank you for that.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, Scientology.
So, yeah.
What were you saying?
More like a petri dish, but
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it would be really kind of you if you could give us some, like, I don't know if it's like we need we need help, damn it. We need help. We need your help.
With what are you talking about?
Your producers said no singing tonight for background Betty.
We're not going to sing. We're not asking her to sing, sir. I'm not asking you to sing.
You don't want me to sing, Pop?
But you know what? Look,
that's
I'm not asking you to sing. However, as you know, you could do whatever you want.
I'm not singing because Pop said no singing.
You do whatever you want anytime you want. However, we sing, and sometimes we don't. Well, most times we don't hit the note. So we might need some guidance in that area.
Okay.
Sorry,
the whole family is working tonight with me. I got the dog under my feet.
Can you bring Brave up so everybody can see Brave? Brave is
so dirty. Come here. Come here, little bum. Come here.
Little bum.
Come here, bummy. Y'all want to see bummy ass Brave?
I want to see
Brave. My baby though. This is my stinky butt. Wait, Brave, say hi.
His name is Pig Ping the dog.
His name is Pig Pen today. He's going to get his thing tomorrow.
Ooh, Pop said, he looks so unimpressed.
He does. He's like,
right. Okay, say bye.
He's like, look, I really love you, but I have other
Pop
things.
Said she was not approved for tonight. How dare you?
You're not approved. If you ain't approved, you're not approved.
I'm approved every week, every day y'all on here.
Well, that's true too.
I'll snatch this computer away from her and take over.
Oh, gee. Okay. I don't know.
I'm going upstairs. I am soon.
Wait, I'm hoping that since you stayed on this long, please say hello to our guest. And
then I'll get out. I won't be messing with
you.
You
wouldn't believe who is creeping down the stairs. Come on. Oh, God. She can't hear you.
Sarah. Hi, boo.
What's going on?
What's up?
What up?
Happy
Pride.
Happy Pride,
Happy
Mama.
Pride, babe.
How are you?
Good. How about y'all?
Good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
See there, we were just talking about you, Cheryl.
Look, yes, I love it. I like that. It's the New York with the proud colors. I mean, with the flag colors.
Facts.
Yeah.
Hey, you
We're
good?
cute, though. Look at us, all four of us. Y'all are cute.
We're finally double dating.
There you go.
Double date. We've been waiting.
Say hi to stage.
Hi, what's up?
Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
It's the gang's all here.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's the Pride edition. It's brunch in the basement. The Pride edition.
I think it's time. No, you're not interrupting my guest. My guest is loving it. As a matter of fact, let's bring her on. And Pop says, "Hey, Cheryl."
Hey, Pop.
Let's bring her on now.
No,
while the gang's all here.
Before we do, can I ask you? Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey!
This is Tona Brown, but you can ask whatever you were
Hey,
gonna ask
Tona.
Cheryl a question.
No, I was gonna ask how did we I wanted to know how to pronounce her name before she came on, but you said it, so that's great. Hi, Tona.
Hello, how are you?
Good. You are beautiful. How are you?
Oh, thank you. I'm wonderful. So happy to be here. Monifa!
Hi, honey. Nice to meet you.
I don't know if you remember, but when I did my Carnegie Hall debut, we wanted you to come. Like, I reached out to you to come through Deeper Soul.
Oh my God, yes. I think I do
I'm
remember that.
This is way back.
So I definitely want to. Yes. Okay, so you're performing?
So I was. So it was in 2014. And
Yes, it was.
We reached out to so many people, but it was the most awkward night. So some of you wanted to come, but it was on Wednesday night because we couldn't afford no other day. So
I know how that is. Oh. So beautiful.
Yes. Carnegie Hall.
How is everyone tonight?
Everybody is amazing. And Carnegie Hall, that's a big play. That's a big play. How did that feel to you?
Well, we had a ball. Let me tell you, it was Tammy PA, myself, as well as Nathan James, and then I had the pianist. We wanted to take a community event to Carnegie Hall that was of color and LGBTQ. So it was during Pride, and so like we're trying to get all this stuff together for it. And then we didn't have that much time. I think we did it in we got approved. The historians told us that there had never been anything like that before. Done at Carnegie Hall. In fact, they never had a real, what do you call it, like an out LGBT sort of event there. So once we found that out, it was like we had 6 months to put it on. So you can imagine.
Right.
So
yeah.
Wow. I'm so happy you kicked that door in and did it.
Yeah.
And as a concert violinist, take us back. Take us when you picked up the violin. Take us back to how this cultivated.
Well, I'm a very honest person. My family had nothing to do with classical music at all. In fact, they even told me, because I started off as a dancer and I was singing like in choirs and stuff in church and whatnot. And my family basically was like, if this is what you want to do, we don't really know much about it, but we will be supportive. But they weren't the type that would come to a concert or anything like that. So what happened was I went to an art high school that was for obviously the arts, but it was like very competitive. And before that, in middle school, I got with my first Black male teacher who was a phenomenal musician, just in general. And so he was like my inspiration to take it to the next level. He would get out there and play, and he was my teacher. And he recommended, along with another lady, for me to audition for this high school for the arts. And so I did that, and I just was hooked. I mean, I probably was hooked at like the age of probably like 14. I just you could not keep me from picking up the violin. You couldn't keep me from listening to singers, all of that stuff. And it wasn't just classical, but something about classical music just hit me in a different way. It's hard to explain, especially when you don't come from that. So anytime you see Black folk get into classical music, it has to be something that they just love. Do you know what I mean? You get some exposure to it, but not in the same way as people from other cultures. And I remember too, it was my defense mechanism as I was growing up, trying to understand myself. So since I did not understand myself at that time, being in the South, I was born in Norfolk, Virginia, but my family is from Virginia all the way down, south. And then I had spotty people that were in New York and other things, but all of those people were kind of extended family. And it was my defense mechanism for anything. So it's like if someone was gonna bully me or something, it's like you can't do what I do. You know what I mean? I was one of those type. It was my way of just kind of getting away from any bullying, any craziness, going into a zone, and just doing what I love to do. And so I started doing competitions, and I started auditioning for all these different things. And that was all she wrote. From that point on, I just didn't want to do anything else.
And Carnegie Hall, from and it's funny because we've had conversations on this show about music in schools. How once upon a time they had music teachers and you had instruments and you had and in public schools, and kids had access to instruments that maybe couldn't afford them. They had access, and like I remember walking home many days with clarinets and drumsticks and whatever I wanted to play. And the fact that that does not exist in public schools like that to that degree anymore is painful. It not only hurts the children, but it also hurts the community because having an artistic expression is necessary for therapeutic growth for a lot of kids. There's therapy. There's art and therapy and music. And I think that having that resource plucked out the way it was in a lot of the community schools is damaging. And you being someone that picked it up through a teacher, correct?
Yes, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was what
And
I was inspired. I was inspired because I went to the Kennedy Center, again, having access. So my parents moved from Norfolk, Virginia, and then we moved to Manassas. So it's close to where I live now. I live in Northern Virginia, close to DC. And they had this program through the public schools because they wanted to get more people involved in the string department. It's easy to get people in the band department, but they wanted to get more people in the string department. And so through that public school program, in the 4th grade, you would go to the Kennedy Center and see some shows that were geared towards children. And that show was Peter and the Wolf. And I remember going there and they said, well, you got to decide what instrument you want to do the next year. I saw the first chair and the gentleman was playing all these solos. And I told the director, I was like, I want to be just like him one day. And he said, you can be anything you want to be. He really knew what to say. He was very inspirational. And so the next year, through the school, free instruments, they had instruments that we could have there. And that's so rare. Now I started a company called Aida Studios where I teach music lessons. None of these students here know what that's about. They all have to go to some company to rent an instrument, but most of the people here have enough disposable income that they can afford those things, which is why I'm such a huge arts advocate, why I started my company so that it could be affordable for lessons for people because I didn't come from money. And so I'm like, we're expecting the talent that we've seen in generations before, but we're not even giving them the basics from arts education. So then we listen to what's on the radio, and besides some of the stuff that all of us in the industry know that goes on, just having that foundation early, it's just not there anymore. And so it's really sad.
So Sage Gallen is asking, how did this discovery of music help you to discover yourself?
It was everything. First of all, as an opera singer, that's a very deep question for me, which you guys are going to read about in my book one day. I needed help accepting who I am, as most of us do. And if it wasn't for the fact that I started singing in my natural voice, I I don't know if I would have made it. And that sounds very dramatic and all that. But I think it's just very real. And it's if it wasn't for music, I probably would have been one of those statistics. And the reason why is because when I started taking voice lessons, it was a woman, her name is Dr. Og at Shenandoah University, who was just like, if you want to sing, you need to sing in your real voice. Because at the time I was very androgynous. I hadn't fully transitioned or anything. And so I was still thinking that one day I was going to be like Pavarotti or something. And I would crack horribly. It was terrible. It was a mess. And so I would crack and because I just, was just trying so hard, and it was too much tension on my voice. And as a voice teacher, I know exactly what was going on. So I was cracking, and so she told me, if you do not sing as a soprano, you are going to ruin your voice. And I just remember being like, wow. And so through that was just something that I couldn't deny. And I think every transgender person has one of those aha moments, many of them, in fact, that just helps you to understand who you really are. And that was that last step. I didn't have a family that was going to kick me out or anything. My mother knew ever since I was 3 years old, all these things, but I was the one that was just like, well, I'm just cool in this little bubble, I'm gonna stay in this little bubble, and whatever people call me or however they express themselves, it's on them. I know who I am. So I would have all these weird situations that would come up, being so in between and just all over the place. I had all these different situations that would pop up. Once I started getting serious about my voice, that's when it was like, okay, you just got to be who you are. Is everyone going to understand? Is everyone going to like what they hear? You can't focus on those things. You just have to be it, whatever that it is. And I just went for it. So I started singing and I started playing. I started doing auditions. I started going to orchestra rehearsals as me, and I went to New York to the Gateways Music Festival. And at this time, I started understanding that who I was a political thing. I started learning about that. I started getting so many wonderful advisors who were there for me, different people in the media who were like, we want to do a story about you. And so I went up to the Gateways Music Festival, and I just, it's an all-Black classical music festival up at Eastman University. And Arminta Hummings, who was one of my mentors, just like Daryl Husky, the teacher I mentioned before, all these people really protected me. And one of the best advice that I got for them was, do not allow this industry or anything else to dictate who you are. We're not hiring you because you're a trans performer. We're hiring you because you're a dynamic violinist. And so that's what I want you to focus on. And so I was able to kind of control the narrative from a very early stage in my career. And then politicians started reaching out to me. And trust me, I never thought that I was going to be doing anything for Barack Obama or any of that. That was never, I just wanted to sing. I just wanted to play. And I was not going to allow you to tell me that just because I was a transgender individual who has been studying since I was 10 years old, you're not going to tell me that I can't do it just because I'm trans. That was, if you want to hear me, then I will go to someone else who does. And that's how I played it. I just kept going. And so all of these opportunities happened because of it.
How did it come about that you sang for our forever president?
Yes. Well, that was interesting because another thing, anyone who's been on my team knows that if there's something that I want to do, within reason, obviously, but if there's something that I want to do, I just go for it. And so I heard he was going to be speaking for an LGBTQ leadership conference. And I said, well, we need to make this royalty. You to really go above and beyond to present the first president to acknowledge who we are, excuse me, and to be so supportive. Now, at that time, if you guys remember, he had not really come out to say that he was for or against gay marriage. So there was a lot of drama around that event behind the scenes that I never really talked about until recently, just because it's, you know, it's a ways from now. But it was a dangerous situation. Like, they let us know there may be protests inside of the room, even though there was about 180 news cameras and everything that was there. They let us know that there were LGBTQ people who were upset, and so they started heckling him in the middle of his speech. And we were all disappointed, those of us that were, you know, sitting there, because it was a dinner slash thing. So I went to them and said, I want to perform. I will provide an orchestra, you know, whatever is needed so we can show this man appreciation. We want him to do more, but this is a step, right? I get the letter from them. They approve everything. But on the way there, one of my musicians have been institutionalized that was supposed to accompany me, and so they would not allow him on the stage. Another diva, she's one of my favorite musicians as well. She had something going on with her child at the time, so she couldn't make it. So it went from me bringing an ensemble and singing the national anthem with accompaniment to me having to be on stage by myself. Oh, one of my students is here. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Sadir, amazing rapper. Yes. I'm sorry. You know, so that's how that happened. I went and said, this is something that I really want to do. Will you guys accept my proposal to do so?
You know, that's an amazing story. That's just amazing. Did you have an opportunity to speak with him?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So the picture that you see with me, you know, they take you back there, and you know, got levels and levels and levels of Secret Service, and then we had a conversation, and then we took the picture and that kind of thing. He thanked me for, you know, everything. He was amazing, and like I tell all my good girlfriends, I'm like, he looked even better in person than he does on a stage. Like, he was actually, I was like, wow, okay.
Mr. President, you fine. Is that what happened? Is that what happened, Tona? Oh no, Mr. President.
He was actually, you know, I was pleasantly surprised at just how attractive and fit he was, you know, especially for his age and just everything. So I was like, go ahead, Michelle. I see it now.
I see you, girl.
Yes, yes. You know, some would say that that was probably divinely ordered for you to be and showcase yourself, you know, because sometimes we have plans and then God will step in and give you the glory that he can actually be the glory. You know what I mean? It's like it's interesting to hear that you had all this kit and caboodle already for him to do what you got to do. And it ended up being perfect because it was just you. Perfect.
You know, most of my major triumphs in my career that people commemorate me for have been just that. I'm a very outgoing person now, and you know, after I transition, but I'm not one that wants to put the focal point on me all the time. But my audience, society, whatever, for whatever reason, it's always wanted me to be out front as a soloist when I always wanted to be in a little chamber ensemble with my friends. And it just never worked out that way. Every time I would try to take people with me, something would happen or something like that. So, you know, I think sometimes people judge us so harshly as public figures or musicians and think that, you know, you're just some diva that wants everything all about you. And they have no idea. I mean, ask anyone who's ever been in a girl group and then all of a sudden it disbands or there's business things that happen. You know, people in industry know these things, but the average person doesn't know. And they think that you think it's all you. And it's not, I'm very much a community oriented person in general. And I think about the future of not only myself, but those around me, including my students that I teach. I feel very responsible for helping them get to the next level in their careers. And it's a deep honor that I get from working with them and, you know, them allowing me to like inspire them or to work with their voices. You know, it's such a personal instrument, the voice is. And I just love doing it. Like it's just a passion of mine. So I just
Nice.
will always teach, no matter what I do. I will always teach, and I just got some great news that I'm going to be performing my first transgender opera role. I have never in my life thought that I would get to a place where there would be an opera about a woman or anyone who transitions. And so this is a huge honor to me. I take it very seriously. They'd asked me to do it in 2019, but I was too busy at the Kennedy Center. And now, out of the blue, one of my divas was like, she heard that a conductor wanted to do it, and she told them, I think that you all are not trying hard enough to find a trans woman to play the part of the trans character. And it's a mezzo role, which fits my voice, and I'm really excited about it. So the project is coming up for TDOR, the Transgender Day of Remembrance. Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be able to do it. I think we need more of this. We really do. It's similar to when you see some of my friends who I just want to give a shout out to who went to the Met, and a lot of them came from the DC area, and they just recently won a Grammy for what they've been doing. And but it's because that composer specifically wrote that they wanted to have people of color in the production. And so this is another stepping stone to make sure that long after I'm gone, that there will be someone else that's like me that will have a role that's specifically about our experience, and hopefully more composers and, you know, we'll try to do these sort of projects.
Absolutely.
I you know, and thank you for sharing that with us. You know, that is absolutely fucking amazing. Congratulations on that. You know, I want to say to you too, it's so important. You know, as you were speaking, I recall this video that I saw very recently on Instagram, and it was this young girl. She could have been like maybe 4 or 5, and Cinderella was playing the Cinderella version that Whitney and Brandy were in. So when there was a part when, you know, they did some magic thing, and the little girl turned around and said, "Wow, did you see that?" You know, and it made me cry. And it made me cry because it directly hit me in. This is why it's important that our images be elevated, because people, young girls, need to see just what you're doing. They need to see images like themselves to understand that they can reach that, and to also see themselves reflected into something that's broader than themselves, you know? So I just, and I watched it like maybe 3 times back to back because it hit me in such a space, you know? There are so many talented people that just think, you know, not me, or I will never have the opportunity, or just that need that role model, you know. And I know that it may not be a conscious thing that you're doing in terms of, okay, I'm going to set out to be a role model, but God is using you, sis. You know, like God has the first and the last say in it, you know, and it really doesn't matter anybody that could possibly have anything else to say about it. You are being used for his highest works, you know, because honestly, we need to hold space, not only just for reverence, but we need to hold space for safety, for the health, for the mental and physical health of our Black trans sisters, you know. And I'm speaking to the entire, not just my community, not just the Black community, but I mean by and large, but I'm specifically speaking about our community. Because again, these are our sisters. They're not separated. You know, there's nothing different. You know, these are still your family members that deserve to be protected and respected. And until we get that right, nothing else is going to fall in place. I'm sorry. I mean, I just, and then nobody's asking what you feel about it. You know what I mean?
You know what I say is, like, Black lives can't matter until Black trans lives matter. So
Yeah.
how you gonna have Black lives matter and Black trans lives don't matter? That we can't have that. That makes no freaking sense. So, you know, but you're one of those people who bring a certain light, of a certain lovely light, to the trans community, to our community, you know, community of sisters.
Thank you all so much. I'm gonna tell you, getting out here doing the work, volunteering at so many different, and I was raised by very strong women in my life. And my aunt runs a nonprofit organization called Helping Hand Mission Incorporated. So ever since I was little, she would have us feed the homeless. She has a transitional home. We give clothes. We give. She's given shoes to Haiti. All kinds of stuff. And I took that for granted. You know, it was like that's just what you did. It's almost like when you grow up. If you grew up in the church or any kind of community setting, every Tuesday you go and do certain things. And as I get older and I experience more in life, that's what brings me joy more than anything. Is sharing. And I will say one of the things that we had invited everyone to for Carnegie Hall was, it was interesting because my program was mostly of African American composers and Negro spirituals, as well as other European, composers and stuff. But that was my bringing church into that place. And there was tears everywhere. My buddy who came in here, Tito Sadir, he was sitting. I remember seeing him in the balcony and just seeing the tears come down. And it's something when you see a grown man just, and we talked about it afterwards. And I talked to so many different people who were in the audience, and it was mostly a lot of Black LGBTQ people. I didn't really get a lot of support from white folk when it came down to that event. For various reasons. And but what was amazing was to look at everyone in that audience and to see that we all were so powerfully affected by the event, the music, and the feeling that was in that room. It was nothing but love in that room because we knew how important that night was. And those are the type of events and things that I like to be a part of. I don't like no foolishness, no drama. That's why y'all don't see me at a lot of things. I want to know what the companies are doing.
You said that Tito Sadir was actually crying.
Yeah, he he had the tear come down, and I was like, oh my goodness. Just it was amazing to see so many friends. I mean, but then I had to focus too because I'm like, y'all gonna make me lose my stuff up here. It was just like a seed. It like hit one side, and then just as you just looked all around the audience, people with issues, and because as you were mentioning, a possibility model or possibility anything, people could see what was possible. For the first time, you're hearing a transgender woman of color get up here and present this music that's very personal to us. In this hall that no one had done it before. And so, for all those that helped me out, I'm always just so impressed by the work that they did because we didn't have no corporate support. We put it on, so we couldn't even afford a microphone.
Wow.
Now that's saying something. But
God,
you know what?
Expensive. you know, I don't know if you guys have ever rented Carnegie Hall, but Carnegie Hall was so expensive that they don't want your sound to bleed into the other places. And so it's very expensive just to have a microphone because they think that it's going to bleed into the other performances. And they do like 3 different halls performances all in one night. And so they charge you a lot of money to have it. And so that was one of the things that I had to cut out of the budget because I was like, we need it in other areas. And so just it was such an experience to go through that, to organize it, to see all the corporations who claim they were going to do, you know. But I know that if I would have had someone like Neil Patrick Harris or something like that involved, they would have threw the money at the
Absolutely. So, but let me just ask you this again, and I don't mean to really press on it too much, but this thing about Tito crying, like he was in the balcony, and you heard him all the way down from the stage. Like, was he wailing? Was he sobbing? Was Tito going? Like, was he making the ugly face? Is my question.
I couldn't see all that. You know, I just saw
Doorbell. What's up? What's up, ladies? How y'all doing tonight? Everybody's looking all glammed up and beautiful. How are y'all?
Hey, Tito.
What's up? Listen, I had to come on here real quick and tell y'all about my MFN sister, yo. Listen, y'all, Terez, JaVonne, and everybody else that is watching right now, hear this. This woman, I have seen. First of all, we're both from the 757. We go way back like car seats. I think I don't know how many years, but we go back. We go back to Yahoo Messenger, right? So listen, we had so many conversations about our dreams and goals and stuff that we want to accomplish. And I mean, we've had like some extensive conversations, yo. And when I tell you that everything that this woman has said that she's gonna do, she has done. I remember when the Carnegie Hall thing was an idea. Wow. Like, you know, I think I want to do Carnegie Hall. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Carnegie Hall one day, and and laid it all out. And when I tell y'all that when the day that she called and told me that she got that gig at Carnegie Hall, I think I screamed like somebody was chasing me with a knife or something, yo. It was because it was such a thing of manifestation. Like in that moment, it was like, damn it, she said she was gonna do this. And then to actually be there, I came here to see that. I was like, wait, I'm supposed to be taking pictures. I'm up in the balcony, my eyes watery, eyes blurry. I can't see nothing.
I heard you was crying like
listen. I wasn't giving all that. Look, I wasn't giving all that, but it was definitely happy tears. It was such a moment, y'all. It was because all I could replay in my mind was us having this conversation about, you know, I'm gonna do that one day, and then to be along for the ride and to have these conversations about the ups and downs, and then to finally make it and be there to see it happen. That was just like, I can't even front. That shit helped set my wheels in motion even more than they already were. You know what I mean? So Tona, you already know you're amazing, but I'm gonna tell you that you are amazing. You know, I love you from here to the moon, back to the moon again, out to Pluto and back. You are my girl. Listen, me and Tona have been trying for like the last 6 months to get on the phone and connect because we will always talk. And I'm so busy, like, but I can never stop and just make that call. But when I saw that you were on with the ladies tonight, my ladies tonight, I said, yo, I have to pop on and let everybody know what is up with this girl right here, yo. So, you know, no love lost. We are definitely going to catch up soon. I love you. Congratulations on everything you have done and will be doing. You're amazing. That's all I can say. This girl is amazing, y'all. She is the one to watch. Keep your eyes on this one. If you miss it, you missed it. So don't get it twisted. I'm telling you.
Oh, I have a
So
feeling this.
that's my 2 cents. I had to, most people want to give you flowers. I got to give you a whole fucking rose garden because it's like that.
And we met opening up for Regina Bell.
Wow,
This
look
was
at that.
years ago, and it was at Afram Fest. So we had
Right.
been talking, and I remember like we did the thing, and he's always been such a dynamic performer. And I remember saying, "Oh, but I want to, reach out to him." And from then on, we would just, whenever we would see each other, because he's so
Yep.
busy, he's always touring, he's always doing this. And so, we just really just started talking more, and I just started encouraging him, never give up. I know it's hard, especially for men
Yep.
of color, to get out here and do their thing. And,
Yep.
I cannot be more proud. I hope we can get on a track together.
We've been trying to do that for, you know what? We have been
was
trying to do that forever. We have been trying to do that. But one thing that I learned, like stuff like that, it happens in its right timing when it's supposed to. Because I just did a couple projects with some people that I've been trying to work with forever, and it's like it just organically happened. All these years I spent trying to force it. Oh, hey, can we get together today? Can we do this weekend? It would always fail. But when it came together, it just came together, and there was no friction or anything. So trust me when I tell you, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it
You
done.
already spoken it, so if it's yes, we heard it.
Y'all heard
We
It's
we're
recorded
gonna get it
all
done.
time.
yes, we heard
What you
it.
say, JaVonne?
We
It's
heard it.
recorded
Now
all time.
see, here
We
we
are
go.
gonna get it done. We
We
are gonna
heard
get
it,
it done.
and there's
Trust me.
power. You already know there's power in her spoken word. Like
Absolutely.
you watched her dream fulfill itself. So there's power in her spoken word. It will happen. It's already written. It's done.
Absolutely. I'm ready. I can't wait. I cannot wait. But listen, I am not gonna hold y'all. I just wanted to pop on here and give my girl some flowers and surprise her. She already saw my comments, so it's not much of a surprise, but whatever. Show some love. And I love y'all ladies. I look forward to chatting with y'all again. Tona, we gotta get on the phone. I love you, love you, love you. Keep doing your thing, keep
Kiss the
inspiring, and just
baby
keep
for
doing
us. Hug
you.
the baby for us.
I
Yes.
will. Y'all be good.
Right.
Y'all be good.
We got someone, Sydney Jane, says she's been studying with you for 15 years. Sydney Jane is giving you a shout out. Yes. And Malcolm Cezanne, I hope I'm saying that correctly. He says, hello, Miss Brown. Yes. Yes.
Just it's talent. One of my closest friends.
Oh, nice. Wow. Like, so let me ask a question for those that are like in your area or beyond. Are your classes open? How can somebody join if they wanted to get lessons or voice lessons? Put that out there because this is an international platform. So I just want to put it out there because like how can someone seek your services?
Okay, so I do everything remotely because of COVID anyway, and I was doing it before COVID because Sydney Jane, for instance, lives in California, and then she also charted and did stuff in Italy and London. So I was giving her voice lessons ever since she was, I think, please don't kill me, Sydney. I think she was like 15 or 16 when we first started, I think, which is dating me, but it's okay. She's worth it. And just such a talent. And I was telling her mom, oh, there she is. Tona's here. So just such a talent. And so we've been working together for quite some time. And a lot of my clients. So I do the lessons right online. So all they have to do is contact me through via any of the platforms, and we can set something up. And then I do a lot of work on Thumbtack. So if you want to see testimonials and things like that, they can catch it or get on my website, theaidastudios.com. I'm on Instagram at Tenacity because, I'm a nerd. So as most people see it as Tona City, but I like it Tenacity. So you can always get in contact with me. We'll schedule something. And I mean, I'm serious about it. Like I'm your biggest fan. And my job is to inspire you to get inspired and to work on the challenges of singing or whatever the instrument is I'm working with.
We have a question for you. Thank you for that. How long? Let me just reiterate, just to scoop it up. She's available on all social media platforms. She does answer her messages, and just hit her up, and she gave you, will probably post either on the website or either somewhere in the course of the show, all of her handles so that you can reach out to her. And Misty J wants to know, how long did it take you to reach a true soprano voice?
That's a wonderful question, Misty J. Actually, I always was an alto singer. And so that was why I had everyone kind of chuckling earlier when I was cracking and stuff. And in the gospel choirs and the things, I always sing in the alto section. So I've always been singing, in the voice that you hear, but I was trying to force myself to do something else. And that was the problem. You can't do that. The voice, as my teacher said, the voice is the voice is the voice. That's just what it is. Gender, height, weight, it is going to be what it's going to be.
I have to find my true voice. It's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
I've been looking for it. Yep.
We have what we call musical Tourette's. Like at any given time, we both just bust out into song. I can speak for myself. I am not a singer. JaVonne can sing, so like, but I enjoy the sound of my voice sometimes.
It's therapy. That's why I keep trying to get people to see it's therapeutic. Maybe not to other people's ears, if people don't know how to.
Therein lies the problem, Tona. Therein lies the problem.
It is so inspiring to talk with someone who knew very early what she wanted to be, who she wanted to be, how she wanted to attack her own positioning in life, and standing true in your truth. This show is really about lifting and giving folks their flowers while they can smell them, getting to know about people that folks, may not have heard about. Now, and also the overall support, and I just want to, I'm listening and talking to you, and I just want to say thank you. Just thank you, for creating history, first of all. Carnegie Hall, that's like, I'm a New Yorker, and I know how big Carnegie Hall is for New Yorkers, so it's a major feat to be the first, anything, but particularly in venues that don't historically, present us, and I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you, because what that will do is when one comes and is so successful, it holds the door open for the possibility of others, and people are not.
I want to thank you all for this platform, because again, conversations change lives, and exposure. You guys are doing phenomenal work. Never give up. Keep doing it. I've always loved the show. And like I said, when I was talking about that way back before 2014, JaVonne and I had conversations way back then, and one of the first shows I went on to advertise Carnegie Hall was here. So like, these things are transformational, and so we need more of this. We need to have these conversations, real conversations, with people who are open and honest. And the other thing I will say is that the reason why I've been able to do the things that I've been able to do is never believing that I couldn't do it. That's the first off. But also not worrying about how it was going to happen. And so that makes people nervous. In fact, I was just talking to, I'm trying to inspire a couple young people right now that I've been talking to on the phone. And what I notice is that it's too much preoccupation on how is this going to happen, every little details. You can't do that. You can't, that's not for you to do. You put it out into the universe, the divine, God, Buddha, whoever you believe in. And once you put that information out there that this is what you want to do, then you just focus on doing everything it takes to get there. And that's it. And all of the other things are going to fall
next
in
right
line
thing.
as long as you focus. So I just want to send it out to people.
Thank you for that. That's a powerful statement, and it's very true.
Yes.
Very true. And it's so simple. I'm sorry, JaVonne, go ahead.
No, I just said just the next right thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just it is so real about anything that you want to do. Focus has to be on that. Every step that you make has to be contributing to what you say you want. You know, but the power of the spoken word is real. You know, and sometimes I think, you know, as humans we complicate things, but it's so simple. You know, and I know that there are a myriad of distractions out in the world that take us outside of ourselves. But the reality is, if you're focusing and you want anything that you have within your power, you don't know a limit. You know, you put limits on yourself. You know, you weren't born with limits. So thank you for that. That's gonna sit on somebody's heart today that has been in a space where they may be contemplating or putting or getting out of their own way with things or whatever it is. You know, thank you for that, because that's a jewel. Yeah, we sound like jewels here.
Ulysses is saying, what artist or musical talent inspires you? And thank you for the flowers. Y'all, I love me some flowers. So, you know, thank you. You know, especially if they got bold colors. I live for those. There's a lady over at the church that does things for my students. And when we have like the little time for them to eat and everything, she's just so amazing with the color combinations of flower. I'm just like, ooh. That's a talent. But as far as musical talent, I love good music, and it doesn't matter the genre. And I think that's why so many people, so many different genres come to me as an instructor, because one, I'm non-judgmental. So even if your lyrics are some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. This is the industry.
Right.
You know, and they're like, they look all nervous when they say their rap or whatever it is in front of me, and I'm looking at them kind of strange, like, I know what you do. You know,
Right.
let's make sure that you are in line and, you know, you're not harming yourself. But for me, artists that inspire me are older artists that paved the way, so many of them. As far as classical music, because you didn't really say whether, but it go from Shaka Khan. I mean, if you listen to my playlist, you don't know what's going to come on the playlist next. It could be from Megan Thee Stallion to Shaka Khan to Jesse Norman. It just, as long as you're presenting something to have a message, either that edifies my spirit or something that I've gone through, it can get to me. But more importantly, your vocals. You got to know how to sing to really get me into it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's really important, which is why a lot of the music of today, sometimes I'm just like, I have to take the good with the bad. But that's what really gets me, is hearing those harmonies and just the qualities of our voices, which that are rare and unique. I love that. I love that. So it doesn't matter the genre, to answer your question. It, as long as it's true artistry, it's going to inspire me.
Nice.
It is time to play a game, Tona.
Okay.
Yes. Tona, we get the pleasure of playing what we call rapid fire with you. And give me 2 seconds because I have to ask Mo just to turn her volume.
Uh-oh. Terez gonna get in trouble now. This is where everything goes haywire. Where she tells Mo to turn the volume down. Let's see what happens.
No, living.
Let's listen in.
Okay. No, living with a singer who's pint size, but a belter, she's not aware of. So she's not on this floor at all. She's like 2 levels up, and I can still hear her conversation. Love her. Love you, because I know you'll probably see this later. Okay, so we're playing a game called Rapid Fire. And what it is a word association game, Tona. So what happens is I'll say a word and then you say what immediately comes to mind. Now, don't think too hard on it. There's no wrong answer. It just gives people a peek behind the veil. You know, what comes up when I say this for you. I'll go first and then JaVonne will go after me. You ready?
Okay.
Look at her. She's so serious now. She said, okay. All right. First word. Luther Vandross.
Amazing.
Leontine Price.
Inspirational.
Isaac Hayes.
The sound.
Barry White.
I would marry that voice. I don't know. I don't know if that's more than one word. I love Bates' baritone. Just incredible.
Yes. Community.
Important.
Black women.
I already said this, but inspirational. Goddess, queens.
Music.
This is 2 words. My religion.
Nice.
My religion.
Nice. I love it. How about Pavarotti?
A godsend.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, man. One word? This is hard.
Whatever comes up.
Revolutionary.
Whitney Houston.
Monumental.
And my last one is going to be Minnie Riperton.
Oh my goodness. One word.
No. Whatever comes to mind.
Talent.
Thank you. JaVonne, you're up.
Okay. Authentic.
Imperative.
Black men.
King.
Babies.
Adorable.
Viola.
Viola Davis.
No, the viola.
Rich.
Violin.
Soprano.
Violence.
Tragic.
Concert.
Community. I know that's gonna be weird to people, but
Ladylike.
stereotype.
I love the smile.
I love that. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Family.
What did you say?
Family.
Family. That would be another, in my mind, it's a category. So it would be another community.
Shaka Khan.
Mind blowing.
Thank you so much, Tona.
Yeah. That's what's up. Someone asked the viola, why just curious? That's Alyssa. Which for the question or for the answer? I don't know which one that is. The viola. And for a long time I didn't know the violin and the viola were 2 different instruments. Yeah,
It's interesting because I just found out. I was very blessed when I announced that I was going to do this role. That there's a living woman who is the composer. right? And she contacted me and said, "Oh, welcome to the As One family." And she described to me that she used the inspiration for the transgender character from the sound of the viola, and that she wanted, if I was going to bring this to my area and have a string ensemble do it, and the singers, because it's only two people on stage, you have a baritone and a mezzo. And she said, make sure that that violist plays with soul, almost a jazz-like quality. And I know exactly who I would get to do it. The minute she said it, there's two people that come to mind, because I've been so fortunate to work with some amazing violists, maybe three that came straight to mind that would bring that warmth. There's a warmth to the viola because that's the alto voice of the string quartet. And there's this rich bodiness that when a person of color gets up there and starts to play that viola, it's amazing. Now, I do want to mention something. You guys were joking about me coming and playing. These sort of settings, I can let my hair down. And so that's one of the reasons why you don't see me actually play on these settings, because I would rather express myself speaking and just talking and answering questions than to feel like I'm working. You know what I mean?
Do you so that's a good answer, because it was really me that was kind of pushing it, because I'd like to hear you play. I was in the mood for it, but it's fine. But do you get tight and serious when you're performing, when you're playing? Does it
depends on
make you
what
feel like, even if you were
it
playing
depends.
for friends, or you don't play for friends?
I don't normally play for friends too often, no, or family. And it's weird because I'm not alone in that. Like, I talk to so many different artists, and they're just, it is. I won't say it's just a job. It's not just a job, but the type of music that I like to play or sing, but especially on violin. If you go on my Instagram and you see what I'm doing, it's something that really takes a lot out of me.
Yeah.
And it, you know what I'm saying? It's different than chatting with the girls. It's not the same. People can try to
Oh,
make it, but it's not. It takes you to a whole nother place. The repertoire that I like most of the stuff from the Romantic period and the Baroque period. So the Baroque period, you guys might know Bach, stuff like that. And then there's Beethoven and Sibelius and Lalo. I like to do composers that are from other cultures, and bring that here so that people can hear those type of things, and African American composers and stuff like that. So it does take me to another place. In fact, there is a lady who passed away not too long ago, who was a huge inspiration to me. Her name is Monica Roberts. But the gift that she left me was, there's a piece that is based off of the song, the poem "Phenomenal Woman" by Letta. And she wrote another version that's "Phenomenal Trans Woman, That's Me." And so I'm trying to someone to compose music to her piece. And so it depends on what kind of artist you are. There's a lot of frilly people out here. The type of stuff that I like to dive into, you can tell from the look on my face and everything that I'm in it. You know what I mean? If I'm not going to be in it, then I don't want to do it. Does that make sense?
absolutely, absolutely. And it's okay, because I am not opposed to buying a ticket when I want to hear you play.
Oh
So
man,
we just gonna do that. How about that?
tell me about it.
Right.
Tell me about it.
I need to come back to New York and do something.
That's right.
You,
And
you
make
actually
sure you
inspired.
holler at your girl, you know?
You actually
Absolutely.
inspired, you actually inspired another question. Do you only play classical music? Do you cross any other? So okay. I guess my ultimate question is, would you play another type of music if let's say it were a recording session or something, would you play on let's say an R&B album?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I do now. I music is music, as I was stating before. So, my ensemble oftentimes is asked to come in and back up, all kinds of artists, from gospel to folk to country, whatever it is. I mean, what the violin brings to it is just amazing,
Yeah.
And so even you guys know Naj Song, right? Has he been on the
Yeah.
show?
I haven't brought him on yet, but I do know the song, and I was made to love him, right?
Yeah,
Was that the
I
one
I
you played on that, right?
yeah, absolutely. I played on that. My string ensemble played on his entire album. I think it was I think what ended up making the cut. I think we did maybe 2 or 3 songs on his album. But yeah, like
Yeah.
when people call me, whatever it is, as a working musician, you just kind of have to play whatever it is. So
Yeah.
and
Actually,
I
he
mean
was
I
on the
go
other rendition, but I'm sorry. I was
okay.
just thinking out loud. He was on the show a few years back. Like,
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought so.
Yeah, he
I thought
absolutely
so.
was. He absolutely was.
What a talented man, such a
Yeah.
beautiful spirit,
I
and
was
you
gonna say the
just feel it.
same thing. I was just thinking that. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, you
As
just
as
feel it
are
through
you.
his music. Oh, thank you. You
You're a
just you
sweetheart
just
too.
feel it through his music and the passion that he brings to every project. And I love working with those type of artists, and I remember when he came to Virginia to record it. And it was the little things that impressed him. And I hope it's okay for me to say this. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about him, but I remember when he came down and he was so surprised that I had a car service and made sure that he got back and forth. I mean, this man has charted and done these things, and he was so impressed by how professional we treated him. That just
mm,
goes to show, as people of color, how we're really treated. You know what I mean? And I'm
mm,
like, are
How
you
mm,
about that?
serious? Like, you're
mm,
amazing, And so he was so impressed, and I remember I extended his stay, and he was like going to take out a credit card. I was like, oh no, we're not gonna have that. The Devo has come down to Virginia. You are taken care of. We ain't gonna do. He's like, are you sure? Yes.
nice,
Like I'm from
nice.
the country. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah.
You know.
Hospitality, right? So we need a drop for our show and a drop for the radio station.
Okay.
So the radio station call letters are WJBR Internet Radio. Hi, this is Tona Brown, and you're listening to WJBR Internet Radio.
Hi, this is Tona Brown, and you're listening to WJBR Internet Radio.
Perfect. That's fine. And this one is the visual for this show. Hi, this is Tona Brown, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Hi, this is Tona Brown, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Thank you.
Perfect. Nice.
Thank you so much, Tona. I'm so
It's
glad.
been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I am really, really happy you exist in the world. Please, please.
90 seconds.
Nothing else for you.
We got the
No, no, no.
19.
Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that white lady.
Yeah, we're about to sign off anyway. So I just so that's
The
I'm
weird white lady.
we gonna have to name her. We should name her Clara.
Weird white lady.
We're gonna name her Clara. Countdown Clara. Thank you so much for coming through, Tona.
60 seconds.
And tell Background Betty I said thank you for her coming through also today. She was very much fun as always. And that's what we call Monifa on the show.
Yeah, we love her. I mean, that's why I wanted her to be at Carnegie Hall, because I was like, I want to see the diva.
So there may be an opportunity for other things. I just thought about something. So We'll definitely be in touch.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. I just love her spirit, and both of you, and just what you all, and especially in the end with your wedding pictures. I was sharing that all over the place.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
You all have a wonderful evening.
You too, Tona. It was absolute pleasure.
10 seconds.
Bye.
Shut up, lady. Bye.
Bye. And bye, Countdown, Clara.
Okay. Wow, she was so amazing. She was so dope.
Yeah, she is dope.
I love when I meet great people. She's so inspiring and just a pleasant. You know how your pleasantries pop off your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is pleasant. Very nice. Very, very talented and open and just dope people.
Necessary. Talented, open, and necessary. Yes. And that's big stuff. And I know that it's so funny when you do things like that. You don't know the gravity of it. And I think that she has a space to know how big Carnegie Hall was. But Carnegie Hall, like, it's come a long way. But that's a big venue. That's a big venue for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, it was big when she did it too. Like she said, she came through the show. We did promotion for it. We did, whatever we could do, at that time to help promote it and support her. She's just dope.
Awesome.
Just dope.
Awesome.
And very, I'm surprised. I guess maybe I shouldn't be surprised. But I'm surprised that she mentioned it, like she remembered it,
Remember? Oh.
That she came through, on the show to help promote and so forth and so on. Because sometimes I feel like people don't remember the things that you do to support them, but that just again speaks to who she is, So yes, that was dope. That was dope seeing her again.
Nice.
So,
Nice
seeing you again too, Rezzy Poo.
Nice seeing you. If anybody knows any Black tattoo artists in the New York, New Jersey area, there's a really good in Harlem. I gotta remember the name of the shop, and maybe I will ask Carl. But I know one of my good friends has a great tattoo artist. His name is. I'll get the name and have it posted. How's that? Or I'll send you a inbox, Misty. Yes.
All right, child. Thanks, Pop, for everything you do. I appreciate you, bruh.
Yes, Papi Chulo.
Love you mucho, Rezzy. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
What's up, everybody? This is Cy Smith, and you are in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. In the basement with JaVonne and Terez. In the basement with JaVonne and Terez. With the basement, hey, with JaVonne and Terez.
Ooh, I dig that.
And you're listening to and watching Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music politics are just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. to see who we got
Yeah.
today. Or come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
Bosses though, Jay. Like she got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some perfume. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out
You can
tomorrow.
send me some cologne, because I mean,
Cologne,
you know,
make cologne?
yeah.
I will
Just
do
in
that.
case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, you know, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time, so
and we thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.
And I think it's time, Terez, to do a little rapid fire with Mr. Richard Pryor Jr.
I think so. So
yeah.
Don't worry, we won't hurt you.